This is a stone bridge. It was used commonly from the dates 1300 BC to around 1200 AD. Stone bridges were made out of stones such as granite and limestone, as well as an early version of mortar. This bridge was one of the first types of bridges ever made, so it helped people such as soldiers cross gullies and narrow rivers. This is a tree bridge. They were one of the first bridges to be used as they were often natural, with a tree falling over a creek or small river. They are still used today but are generally in remote areas where it is easier to just push a tree over the creek rather than build a proper bridge. They have allowed people to travel over skinny waterways with minimal effort. This is a timber bridge. Timber bridges are among the oldest bridges in the world, with the first timber bridge being built in over 3,500 years ago. Timber bridges are often short, spanning from 5 meters up to around 300 meters. Timber bridges are made out of timber and iron steel for the screws. Timber bridges' intended purpose is predominantly for pedestrians and trains. They have enabled us to make cheap and easy bridges for light weights. This is an iron bridge. The first iron bridge was built in 1779 in Telford, England. Since then, iron bridges have become one of the most popular bridges in the world. They are made out of cast iron. They have allowed people to be able to travel over waterways. This is a steel bridge. Steel bridges have been used since the 1850s and are still used to present day. They are made of steel and sometimes use other materials such as concrete and timber. The intended use of steel bridges is to cross wide rivers, lakes, bays up to approximately 1,500 meters. These bridges, such as the Sydney Harbour Bridge, have allowed people to go over waterways that they had previously not been able to. This is a suspension bridge. The first suspension bridge ever built was in 1801 in Pennsylvania, USA, and was designed by James Finley. Suspension bridges are made of steel and sometimes concrete. They are mainly used for spanning wide rivers, lakes, bays for vehicles and pedestrians. Suspension bridges have allowed people to go over bays without the need for a pylon in the middle of the bridge. This is a concrete bridge. Concrete bridges are one of the more modern designs of bridges, with the first being built in 1889 by Ernest L. Ransom in America. Concrete bridges are made out of concrete and steel to allow the concrete to set. They are mainly used for highways, motorways around 5 to 10 meters of the ground when there are wetlands.